Hey there, it's Brittany, and I am back with the June curated bead box, and this one's called Tree of Life. If you haven't tried the curated bead box, it's a monthly subscription. It's $20 including shipping, and they list all the ingredients. You can find the corresponding numbers at their sister site, which is dollarbead.com, and sometimes they may vary due to availability. Each box has a finding starter kit as well. Looks like this month the finding starter kit might be gold. So let's jump into what's in this box. If you would like to subscribe to Curated Bead Box, use coupon code TURQST35 for 35% off of your first box at curatedbeadbox.com, and I'll leave that info in the description of this video. Yes, the box's findings kit is gold this month. We have a 12 millimeter red, yellow, marble style glass bead, 8-inch string. 12 millimeter drizzled bronze glass bead, 6-inch string. I really like these for like Halloween. Yeah, those are gonna be fun for Halloween, but I think actually for summer, this is really fun too. These actually look really good together. We have 10 millimeter brown crackle frosted glass beads, 6-inch string. It's more orange, but I guess it could be in the brown family. 10 millimeter deep yellow gemstone style glass bead, 6-inch string. I think one of these was broken in the box, or two of them possibly, but sometimes that happens with crackle beads. 8 millimeter summer glory crackle season glass bead, 16-inch string. These are gorgeous. Love this color combo. 10 millimeter hot pink gemstone beads, 7 beads. So this probably dyed agate. These are a little off shape wise. We can make them work. They have something that says 8 millimeter rose quartz beads, 7-inch string. I don't have 8 millimeter. These are 6 millimeter. So mine might have been replaced. We have a 6 millimeter bubblegum crackle glass bead, 16-inch string. 6 millimeter orange blossom spray glass bead, 10.5-inch string. These are gorgeous. Love this colorway. Orange and pink, one of my favorites. 8 millimeter drizzled red glass bead, 10.5-inch string. I guess I see where they're going with this, but I don't know that I would include red because there's so much pink and orange and yellow. I don't know that the red works, but it's pretty Strand. We have 14 by 8 millimeter peach faceted bicone glass beads, 8 beads. These are awesome, so sparkly. 22 millimeter circle gold metal bead frames, 6 frames. Those are pretty. Those are really cute. Those are big frames too. You could put a larger bead in there. And not least, a 50 by 46 millimeter Tree of Life gold, 50 by 46 millimeter Tree of Life gold metal pendant. This is really fun. I haven't seen this Tree of Life before. Oh, and if you wanted to go abstract, you could do that back part. But that's fun. I love that. Super pretty. Okay, I'm gonna take a look at everything and we will make a project when I come back. Okay, I think I'm gonna use these beads from the kit, the pendants, maybe a bead frame or two. We're gonna make a multi-strand, maybe 2 strands, maybe 3, not quite sure yet. So I'm just going to get these out, find my findings kit and get out my wires well, and my crimp beads. All right, so I cut my 2 pieces in half. I think we might do 3. I might need to use some supplemental pieces from my stash. Who knows? We'll know once we get there. I'm gonna take out my pendant, kind of just let that be right here. I think I'm just gonna use a jump ring or maybe 2 jump rings. I love these beads. I love that peachy orange with the hot pink, or the bright pink, I should say. All right, I'm just gonna cut these open. Okay, I normally don't do this, but I did mix up a lot of these beads just to see kind of what they looked like mixed up. I wasn't thinking I wanted to do just one look on a string or one bead on a string. I wanted to have a mix. So, let's see. I always like just starting with my bigger beads and then spacing them with smaller beads. I love this color palette. I love pinks and orange and yellow together. I mean, it makes me happy. It makes me think of summer. And we are starting summer here in Arizona. It's been hot, which you know I love it. You know I love a hot summer. And then I'm going to space again with these smaller pink and orange beads. It's going to be a longer, we'll see. We might not do all this, but just kind of want to see what it looks like. I actually think, let's see. Then we'll do the matte brown, they called it, but I think it's a little more orange on the inside. And then I'm going to space those with these smaller pink and orangey beads. And I think I missed these. These were in the box as well. There's some really cute gold bead caps, so we might work those into the project as well. So I know this is kind of like a little bit of a mess. I think, oh, we got to get these crystals in somehow. I think I'm going to put the crystal right there in the middle. You'll see what I'm talking about when I'm stringing. Sometimes it's hard to see it when it's laid out like this because I have a little window where you could see my necklace. And, but once it's laid out, it won't look as disorganized. All right, and then I am going to put in a crystal in a couple places. I know, like I said, you can't really see what's going on, but we'll get there. And I think we'll put a crystal somewhere on this strand as well. Okay, I'm going to start stringing. Got to get out. There are jump rings in the kit. So I did this on my live the other day. I'm going to do 2 jump rings here. Just going to give it a bigger bail. And then we're going to string. All right, I'm going to grab my first piece. I might pepper in some of those spacers. I might not. We'll see how it goes. I'm just going to start right here. And go from there. Okay, so I've strung both sides and I ended the each strand with the gold bead cap. Now I know I've done this design with curated bead box before, but there's a reason. It's because they coordinate these beads so well that I love seeing all of them together. And a great way to use up some beads and create real estate for them is doing a double strand necklace. So I'm gonna go ahead and crimp these onto, maybe we'll crimp them onto the links that came in our kit. Or let's see, actually, you know what we can do? Let's see if this looks any good. If it doesn't look great, we won't do this. But I'm going to take both pieces, string them, making sure that they're not flipped like that. I'm going to make sure they're even here. String one piece or both pieces through and then put in an orange. Put both pieces through that if I can. Down there. And then we'll come up. Here. Just like that. Pull that tight. Now we've got our bead in a frame. It's a little wonky here. We probably want to put a seed bead because they're fighting for dominance. If we get a seed bead, which I'm sure I can find one. Yep, I have some here. And then kind of put maybe one or two here and then one here. They won't be fighting for dominance as much. They'll be playing with each other a little bit better. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Do it on the other side, and then we're going to finish off the necklace, probably with some chain, right? See how that flows so much better? And then I'll go ahead and string the other side just to make sure that we have enough room, and I'll be back. Okay, for the matching chain, I found some really cute enamel chain in my stash that match the colors perfectly. I've already attached some jump rings to either end to make it a little bit easier for me to attach my beads to the chain. I'm going to go ahead and take my my two wires, and I'm going to make sure that the inside wire is on the inside and the outside wire, the outside strand is on the outside. And then we are going to go ahead and take a crimp bead. I am going to put that crimp bead on both strings. There is some room here, so if you want to put a smaller bead in there, that's totally fine. It's not bothering me, but I can see why it would. I think the gold kind of just meshes with the rest of the look, so I'm okay with it. I'm going to come through the smaller jump ring on one end and then come back down through my jump ring. Hopefully I can get all four, like 2 strands each through this jump ring. It seems to be big enough. And we're just going to flat crimp this because folded crimp with 2 strands can get a little tricky. It's possible, but I'm just going to do a flat crimp. Pull that a little tighter than that. We don't have to worry about this end because we can move everything down because we haven't crimped the other end yet. Gonna tighten. And flat crimp. Okay. You can use a bead cover or whatever you'd like to hide that crimp. I think I'll probably do that since we have 4 strands hanging out, and I'm not going to come back down because you'll see all 4 strands in my bead frame. So I'm just going to cut that as close as I can and make sure I'm only cutting those extra wires. I'll move everything down. Pull our wires, make sure everything is loosey-goosey. It's in our, oh, that is a little too loosey-goosey. There we go. And it's that the inside is coordinating here. Gonna make sure by pushing and pulling. Okay, that inside wire is still on the inside. I'm going to do the exact same thing on this side. Put my 2 wires through my crimp. Find my other piece of chain. Come through my jump ring. And then back down through that crimp, doing the exact same thing I did on the other side. One of my wires is a little longer because I have more beads on the other wire. Now this one's going to be a little cranky, trying to come back down through the frame. That's okay. You could just move your crimp up. We will finagle it. Come back through and pull. We're just going to pull that tight. Oh, and it opened my jump ring because I was pulling too tight. These are a little bit thinner gauge jump rings, so they're easier to open and close. Kind of distorted it, but I think we'll be all right. Here we go. And we will flat crimp here. And trim our wires. I am going to get a bead cover. I'm choosing a little bit larger bead cover because we have 2 strands. You can always open these a little bit further if you need to by sliding in your pliers and opening them up. Just makes it a little larger. I'm going to take that and slide that over my crimp. And just close that up a little bit. And do the same thing here. That'll hide your crimp, your wires, any little boo-boos you might have made along the way. If you want, you can put a couple right here. Again, like I don't mind. I think actually I kind of like it a little bit. And then I'm just going to take my clasp. I know I have one. Here we go. And this, I always put the clasp on the right hand side because I'm right-handed. It's a little easier for me to open and close the clasp with my right hand. So it's not something you have to do. It just makes life a little bit easier for me. And it might be something that you might, if you sell at markets or anything, you might want to offer your buyers. If you notice they're left-handed, or mention like, hey, if you want, I can change the clasp to the other side. That's another way to become a little bit more handmade and specific to your audience. Okay, we're going to close that up. And we have a really beautiful, summery, happy, orange, pink, and yellow necklace with a little tree on it. This is super duper cute. Again, this is a go-to style for me because it's easy, first of all, but it also, like I said, it'll display a lot of beads. So if you have a lot of beads that you want to get on your piece, you don't really know how to do it, go double strand, go triple strand, go quadruple or 15 strand if you want. And be sure to check out Curated Bead Box at curatedbeadbox.com. Use coupon code TURQST35 to save 35% off your first box. Check out my bead group. Post any pictures of things that you've made there, and I hope to see you soon. Have a good day. Stay tuned for Goldie. She's super cute. Bye-bye.